Gut health is so necessary for maintaining clear, healthy skin. This has been so true in my acne healing journey, and I am so excited to bring you some gut healing recipes. If you've been dealing with a lot of cheek acne or like chin acne in particular, then you really want to focus on your gut health. Adding the foods that you see in today's video is a great place to start your healing journey. So I hope you enjoy these recipes. They're super easy to make. Let's get started. All right, the first recipe we're making is gonna be this cabbage juice. And don't worry if you don't have a juicer. I am gonna be using a blender. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to juice vegetables with a blender. So as you can see, I have some celery here, I have some apples, but the main star of this juice is really the cabbage. I actually got some cabbage that's already pre-shredded from Trader Joe's, so a little life hack to make your life easier. We're also going to be needing a nut milk bag because we're using a blender. If you don't have that, it's okay. You can also use a strainer just to strain all of that fiber out because we really only want the juice for this recipe. So depending on how much juice you're making, I am going to be using 2 cups of water for this recipe, and I had to add in some celery because why not? It's high in potassium, and I've already seen really good benefits when it comes to my gut health with celery. I'm also going to be using an apple, 1 whole organic apple, just because this drink can be very potent. So we really want that apple to give us some sweetness and balance out all these flavors. The reason why we are straining all the fiber is because we really just want the nutrients in this. When you are dealing with a lot of gut health issues, maybe bloating and some of that, I find that eating raw fiber from vegetables can make it a little bit worse. So we just want to make sure we are gentle with our gut. And like I said, we really just want the nutrients. This has been my go-to drink lately. Every single morning, this is how I'm starting my day. Cabbage juice has actually been shown in studies to be effective in treating ulcers, gastritis, and even H. pylori. This drink is high in vitamin C, high in vitamin K, and of course loaded with so many antioxidants. So good for you, so good for your gut, and I just love starting my morning with this drink. Next up, we are making these overnight gluten-free oats. This is probably one of my favorites. It is so tasty and it's so good for your gut health. So what we're gonna need is 1 cup of gluten-free oats, of course, 1.5 tablespoons of a sweetener, and 2.5 cups of your choice of milk. I prefer plant-based. I'm using oat milk for this. And then I'm adding in some collagen peptides, just because collagen is so good for your gut, it's so good for your skin, and it also adds a little bit more protein into this meal. You just want to make sure that you get collagen that's grass-fed and unflavored for this. So let's start off by adding my 1 cup of oats into a jar. I'm going to add in 2.5 cups of oat milk. And then some sweetener. I think I put a little bit too much this time, but my choice is maple syrup. If you don't like it too sweet, you can always cut back on this. And then I'm gonna do just 1 scoop of that collagen peptides. I'm gonna then take a spoon, stir it all up. You just wanna make sure that everything is mixed in all together. Before I put this in the fridge, I'm gonna top it off with some cinnamon because cinnamon just makes everything taste better, especially oats. And then the next day, I'll just serve this up with some blueberries. I'll even add a little bit more cinnamon. The thing that I love about oats is that they help keep you regular. And I find that soaking them overnight just makes it taste better. And it also is really easy on the digestion. So I love this recipe and it's a great snack. Like I said, it helps keep you regular. It's really good for your gut health. And it's also could be like a sweet treat if you want something sweet. This can be your go-to from now on. For the next recipe, it's gonna be some homemade Jello. Remember when we used to eat Jello when we were younger? Well, I'm bringing it back. This time it's gonna be the healthier version. So what we're gonna need is 2 cups of fruit juice. I'm just using plain, regular orange juice, a container, and then of course the main star is gelatin. This is not sponsored by Vital Proteins. You can use any one you like. You just want to make sure, again, that it's grass-fed and that it's unflavored. Okay, so first we're going to start off with 1/2 cup of orange juice, and I'm going to put that in a saucepan in very low heat. Then when it's a little bit on the warmer side, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of Jello, and then I'm gonna stir it up pretty quickly because we don't want like those large clumps. We wanna make sure that it dissolves in that juice. After I put in the gelatin, I'm just gonna turn the heat off, and then I am going to let it sit for about 1 minute. And then I'm gonna add the rest of the orange juice in here and then continue to just stir it up. And then I'm just gonna use this glass container to store the gelatin in. You can really put it in anything. I'm gonna refrigerate this for at least 3 hours or overnight. I kept mine in the fridge overnight, and this is how it looks like. It came out so good. I also forgot to mention that you can add in some sweetener like honey or maple syrup, but if you're just using orange juice or any type of fruit juice, I promise the sugar that's in the fruit is already gonna be sweet enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it into little squares. This has been my go-to snack these days. Gelatin is really good for just protecting the lining of the stomach. Also, it's really high in amino acids, which is used in the production of collagen. Also, because we use orange juice, it's very high in vitamin C, which you know it's good for the skin, and it's just good for your overall health and all of that. As you can see, it has that Jello-like consistency. This is definitely one of the best ones I've ever made. It has that sweetness from the orange juice, and it's not too sour at the same time. So good for your gut health, for your skin health. Hopefully this inspired you to make this recipe and bring Jello back into your life. This next recipe is gonna be a simple carrot salad. So I showed you how to make it in this video right here, but we're just gonna run through it really quickly because it definitely deserves to be talked about a little bit more. So you're gonna need 1 medium-sized carrot, a peeler or a grater. I like using a grater just because I like the way it makes the carrots really fine. It's easier to eat and easier to chew in my opinion. To the carrot salad, I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and sprinkle in some Himalayan salt. And that's pretty much it. This whole recipe, this whole carrot salad idea is from Dr. Ray P. I mentioned him also in that video right there. So if you want to learn more about him and the carrot salad, I definitely suggest you to watch that video. But this is really good for helping you get rid of the excess estrogen in the body. It's really good also for just removing all the endotoxins out of your gut. I also find that this type of vegetable fiber doesn't make my stomach hurt. So that is also a plus. These days, I like to combine this with some grass-fed bone broth just to add a little bit more protein into this snack/meal. A couple years ago, I made a video on how to make bone broth. I used organic chicken bones, but these days, honestly, I've been buying this grass-fed beef bone broth from Trader Joe's. It is so good, so easy. All I do is heat it up in a saucepan for like a minute or two until it gets warm. This is a good standalone snack. It's a good coffee replacement if you're trying to step away from coffee a little bit. And you can also combine it with the carrot salad as like a little meal. The bone broth is very much like gelatin. It's good for the lining of the stomach. It's really good for promoting collagen production. It has a ton of amino acids. And it's also really good just for the health of your skin. Out of all these recipes, let me know which one was your favorite, which one you plan on trying out. And if you want to learn more about digestive health and how it can affect acne and cheek acne in particular, I'm gonna leave this video right here. I really go into a lot of extra steps on what you can do to start healing up your skin. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.